Let's not lie to ourselves today. Money isn't just paper. It's the number one cause of stress in our bodies. It is the number one cause of divorce in our homes. And it is the silent, humming anxiety that wakes you up at 3 a.m.
It's the weight on the chest.
Exactly. We treat it like a taboo. We drown in debt while driving leased BMWs, pretending we're successful because we have a shiny job title. But let me tell you, surviving in style is not the same as thriving.
They aren't even in the same universe.
If you are tired of that low-level panic every time the waiter brings the check, this is your wake-up call. It is time to move from financial anxiety to financial authority. Welcome to the Profit-Driven Channel, where we talk leadership, management, finance, wealth, business strategy, AI in business, customer care, client growth, basically how to win in business and make lots of profit. I'm Maya, and sitting across from me is the man who claims he can rewire your brain for profit, the money mindset architect, Jackson.
That title is definitely going on my tombstone. Good to be here, Maya.
It fits. Okay, Jackson, no fluff today. We have a lot of people listening who look rich on Instagram, but feel broke in real life. Let's dissect that. So, I was deep diving into the work of Scott Galloway, the NYU marketing professor, and he draws this incredibly hard line in the sand. He says most of us are running the wrong race. He says we are obsessed with chasing rich when we should be chasing wealth.
It's a crucial distinction.
But honestly, to me and probably to 90% of the people listening right now, rich and wealthy sound like synonyms. It's just having lots of money, right? What is the actual difference?
Yeah, that's the trap. They look the same on Instagram, but they behave like opposites in your bank account. Think of it this way. Rich is income. It's the high salary. It's the annual bonus. It's liquid.
Okay.
But importantly, rich is loud. It's the leased BMW, the Gucci belt, the bottle service in Tulum. And here's the problem. Rich burns fuel. You have to keep spending money to look and feel rich. It's a hamster wheel, a diamond-encrusted hamster wheel, sure, but you're still running.
The golden hamster wheel. I think I've been on that ride.
We all have. Now compare that to wealth. Wealth is quiet. It's boring. It's assets. It's equity in a business. It's a generic index fund. It's a rental property that looks ugly but pays you rent every month.
So rich is a flash in the pan. Wealth is the pan itself.
Exactly. Wealth generates fuel. It works while you sleep. Rich is what you spend. Wealth is what you keep. You can be rich making $500,000 a year and be broke if you spend $500,000. But you can be wealthy making $80,000 if your assets cover your expenses.
That reframe changes everything. It stops being about the paycheck and starts being about the net worth.
Precisely. And Galloway argues that building this wealth isn't magic and it's not luck. It's algebra. If you know the variables, you can solve for the result.
I usually hated algebra in high school, but if the result is financial freedom, I'm willing to learn. Lay the formula on us.
Visualize this. It's a multiplication problem. If any of these variables are zero, the whole thing crashes. Wealth equals focus plus stoicism times diversification.
Okay, focus plus stoicism times diversification. That sounds like a mix of Wall Street and a philosophy class. Let's break down that first bracket. Focus.
Right. Focus is your offensive line. It's your income engine. A lot of financial gurus, who shall remain nameless, tell you the secret to wealth is cutting out your morning latte.
Ugh, the avocado toast argument. I hate that one.
It's nonsense. Maya, you cannot save your way to millions if your income is zero. You cannot budget your way out of poverty. You have to earn your way out. There is a floor on how much you can cut. You have to eat. But there is no ceiling on how much you can earn.
Fair point. You can't organize nothing. So focus is just working harder?
No, it's working smarter. It's about maximizing your earning potential per hour. And here's where I usually make people mad. Are you ready for some hate mail?
Oh, bring it on. What's the hot take?
Follow your passion is dangerous financial advice.
Blasphemy! You are crushing the souls of every artist listening right now, Jackson.
I know, I'm the bad guy. But hear me out. Passion is for hobbies. Passion is for Saturday mornings. For a career, you must follow your talent.
Distinguish that for me.
You need to find the intersection of what you are naturally good at, what you can tolerate doing for 50 hours a week, and, this is critical, what the market pays a premium for. The market does not care about your passion. The market cares about its problems.
So if I have a burning passion for writing haikus, but the market pays for Python coding,
Then you code Python Monday through Friday. You make a mountain of cash, and then you use that cash to buy a villa in Italy where you can write haikus all weekend long without worrying about the electric bill.
oof, that is a hard pill to swallow for the dreamers.
It is, but look at the market audit. Look at the senior roles in your industry. Do they pay the salary you want? If not, you don't need a new job, you need a new industry. You need to pivot.
And how do we do that without going back to college for 4 years?
You certify aggressively. Every 2 years, add a hard skill. Data analytics, project management, AI prompting. Something that lets you walk into your annual review and demand 20% more.
Okay, so that's the offense. That's focus. Now let's look at the other part of the bracket, Stoicism. This sounds like wearing a toga, eating rice and beans, and being miserable.
No, toga required. It's not about suffering. If focus is your offense, Stoicism is your defense. It's about managing the burn rate.
The burn rate?
Stoicism in finance is simply the discipline to decouple your ego from your spending. We all suffer from a disease called lifestyle creep.
Oh, I know her well. She's the devil on my shoulder. You get a raise, so you get a better apartment.
Immediately, it's almost biological. You get a $10,000 raise, you buy a $10,000 car lease. Your net burn stays the same. If you make $500K but you spend $500K to maintain your image, you are structurally poor. You're one missed paycheck away from ruin.
Structurally poor? That hurts my soul. It's like running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up.
It should hurt because that treadmill never stops unless you hit the Stoicism button. So I recommend the caterpillar strategy.
Which is?
When you get a raise, pretend you didn't. Bank the entire raise. Continue living on your old salary. You were happy on that salary yesterday. You can be happy on it tomorrow.
That requires a lot of willpower, especially when Instagram is screaming at us to buy things.
It does. So use the 48-hour rule.
I think I need this one.
It's simple. If you want to buy something over $100 that isn't food or medicine, wait 48 hours. Keep it in the cart, close the tab.
And then what?
80% of the time, you won't buy it. That urge to buy is just a dopamine spike. It's biological. It fades in 2 days.
Guilty. Amazon Prime at midnight is a dangerous place. It feels like self-care, but it's actually self-sabotage.
Exactly. Real self-care is knowing your future self has money in the bank. That is the algebra of wealth. Maximum income, focus, plus low spending, stoicism, times time. That is how you win.
Okay, Jackson, let's ride that wave. You've convinced me to freeze my lifestyle. I'm practicing stoicism. I'm not buying the $100 candle. But now I have this pile of cash sitting there losing value to inflation. If rich is income and wealth is assets, what assets are we actually talking about?
You buy cash flow.
Cash flow.
Yes, and this is where everyone, and I mean everyone, gets it wrong. We are culturally obsessed with innovation. We watch The Social Network, we read about Elon Musk, and we think the only way to get wealthy is to build the next Facebook, the next Uber, or the next AI chatbot.
Well, yeah, that's where the billions are. That's where the magazine covers are.
That's where the headlines are. But Maya, innovation is a lottery ticket. For every Mark Zuckerberg, there are 10,000 guys in a garage who went broke. You have a 99% chance of failure. I don't like gambling with my life. I prefer renovation.
Renovation, like fixing up old houses?
No, fixing up old businesses. Don't invent the wheel. The wheel is fine. Just buy the wheel and make it spin faster. I want you to look at boring businesses.
Give me an example of boring.
Laundromats, HVAC repair, pest control, vending machine routes, car washes, portable toilet rentals.
Okay, you definitely just killed the vibe. Jackson, I cannot put portable toilet CEO in my Instagram bio. My followers would leave.
Hey, listen to me. You know what is actually sexy? Profit. You know what's sexy? Freedom.
Touché.
Tech startups look cool, but they burn cash for years. Boring businesses print cash from day one. Think about it. AI might change the world, robots might take our jobs, but people will always need clean clothes, they will always need their AC fixed in July, and they will always need working toilets. These businesses are recession-proof.
That's actually a really comforting thought. It feels solid. But let's get back to reality. I'm a normal person. I don't have $100,000 lying around to buy a window cleaning business.
And that thought right there, I need money to buy a business, is the single biggest myth that keeps people poor. You do not need your own money to buy a business. You need seller financing.
Okay, explain that like I'm 5 years old. How do I buy a business with no money?
Okay, meet Bob. Bob is 65. He owns Bob's Window Cleaning. It makes $100,000 a year in profit. Bob wants to retire to Florida to play golf.
Good for Bob.
But Bob has a problem. His kids don't want the business. They're graphic designers in Brooklyn. So Bob needs to sell. He wants $300,000 for it. Now, if he takes all that cash today, the IRS is going to hit him with a massive tax bill.
Nobody wants that.
Right. So you make Bob an offer. You say, Bob, I will pay you your $300,000, but I'm going to pay you $150,000 now, which I'll get from an SBA bank loan, and I'll pay you the remaining $150,000 over the next 5 years.
Okay, so I owe Bob money, but where do I get the cash to make those monthly payments to Bob?
From the window cleaning profits.
Wait,
You see it?
so the business essentially pays for itself?
Bingo. You are paying Bob with his own customers' money. That is the deal mindset. You aren't buying a liability. You are stepping into a stream of cash flow that is already moving.
That is wild. It feels like a cheat code.
It feels like a cheat code because we are not taught it in school. In school, we're trained to be employees, which brings me to the ladder of wealth.
I've heard you talk about this. Walk us through the rungs, because I feel like most of us are stuck at the bottom.
Most people are. Imagine a ladder with 4 steps. Level 1 is the employee. You trade time for money. You're a mechanic. You fix the car, you get paid. The problem is you run out of time. There are only 24 hours in a day. You're capped.
Right. The hamster wheel.
Level 2 is the high-ticket consultant. You trade skills for money. I will fix your sales team for $10,000. This is better, you make more money, but if you stop working, the money stops.
The golden handcuffs. You feel rich, but you're still trapped.
Exactly. Now, level 3 is the owner. This is where freedom lives. This is where you buy Bob's Window Cleaning. You own the machine. You hire the mechanic. The asset works while you sleep. You can go on vacation for a month and the business still makes money.
That's the dream. And level 4?
Level 4 is the investor. You use the cash from level 3 to buy more machines, real estate, stocks, other businesses. This is where you become truly unshakable.
I feel like most of us are stuck at level 1, desperately trying to jump straight to level 4, buying crypto and stocks while skipping the actual business building.
That's the mistake. We try to dunk before we can dribble. You have to build the machine, level 3, before you can let the machine feed you. Stop trying to be an investor with a paycheck. Become an owner first.
Okay, Jackson, let's take a breath. I'm sitting here nodding along. We've covered the math, the focus variable, buying boring businesses. Logic-wise, I'm with you. But if I'm being honest, emotionally, I still feel a massive block.
A block? Like fear?
Yeah. Like, I know I should be investing. I know the compound interest formula. But I still procrastinate. I still avoid looking at my credit card statement until the very last second. Why is this so hard? Am I just bad at math?
Maya, stop. You are not bad at math. And let me let you in on a secret. Money is not a math problem.
It sure feels like one when the numbers don't add up.
Listen, if money were a math problem, then every mathematician and accountant would be a billionaire. They aren't. Money is a behavior problem. It's 20% knowledge and 80% habit. It's not about the spreadsheet. It's about the story you tell yourself in your head.
Okay, so what is the villain in this story? What is the biggest barrier that keeps smart people broke?
The ostrich effect.
Sticking your head in the sand?
Precisely. And this is biological, Maya. Neuroimaging studies show that when we feel financial shame, I spent too much, I have debt, I'm behind on savings, our brain triggers the exact same region that processes physical pain.
Wait, really? So looking at a negative bank balance literally hurts?
Literally, it triggers a pain response. And what do humans do when they feel pain? They recoil, they hide. We stop checking the bank app. We leave the bills in a doom pile on the kitchen counter, unopened.
Oh my gosh, I have a doom pile. I tell myself, if I don't open the envelope, the bill isn't real.
We've all been there. But here is the hard truth. You cannot manage what you do not measure. By ignoring the monster, you are feeding it. You are letting that anxiety hum in the background of your brain 24/7. So, to cure this, I prescribe exposure therapy.
That sounds absolutely terrifying. I hate it already.
It's actually fun. I call it the money date.
A date? With who? Benjamin Franklin?
No, with yourself, or if you're married, with your partner. Once a month, schedule 30 minutes. Put it on the Google Calendar. But here is the golden rule. You have to make it pleasant.
Define pleasant.
You need to Pavlovian condition your brain. Play some soft jazz music, dim the lights, pour a nice glass of wine or expensive tea, order your favorite pepperoni pizza.
Okay, pizza helps. I'm listening.
You need to rewire your amygdala. Right now, your brain says money equals pain. You need to teach it money equals pizza and progress.
And what do we actually do on this date?
The rule is no judgment, no fighting. This is not the time to scream about who spent what at Target. It is just data entry. How much came in this month? How much went out? What's our net worth? Okay, cool, done.
That's it?
That's it. By pairing the scary topic with the dopamine hit, the fear evaporates. You take the power back.
That is brilliant. It turns a have to into a want to.
Totally. And Maya, this saves relationships. Scott Galloway talks about this constantly. Couples don't usually divorce because they fell out of love. They divorce because they ran out of liquidity and the stress broke them.
That's heavy.
It is. Financial infidelity, hiding purchases, secret credit cards, lying about debt destroys trust faster than a sexual affair for many couples.
Wow, yeah, I can see that. It's a betrayal of the future you're building together.
Exactly. So to fix this or prevent it, I recommend the yours, mine, ours protocol.
How does that work?
Stop fighting about every latte. It's exhausting and it's petty. You need 3 buckets. Bucket 1 is ours. This covers rent, bills, kids, shared goals. Total transparency here. Bucket 2 is mine. Bucket 3 is yours.
And what are the rules for the personal buckets?
No questions asked.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
You each get a personal allowance every month transferred to a separate account. Let's say it's $200. You can burn it, save it, or buy the ugliest pair of shoes your husband has ever seen, and he cannot say a word.
Because sometimes I just want to buy the silly expensive candle, Jackson, and I don't want to lecture on compound interest when I'm at the register.
Buy the candle. If it comes out of your mind bucket, it's guilt-free. It protects your autonomy and your partnership. It cures the resentment because you're not asking for permission to be an adult.
Okay, Jackson, I'm with you on the buckets, but I want to go deeper into this mindset piece you keep hinting at. You talk a lot about abundance versus scarcity. And I have to be honest with you, whenever I hear those words, my woo-woo detector goes off.
The woo-woo detector.
Yeah, it sounds like you're about to tell me to manifest checks in the mail or sleep with crystals under my pillow. Is this magic or is this real?
No. Put the crystals away, Maya. There is no magic here. This isn't metaphysics. It's neuroscience. It's about a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, or the RAS.
The RAS?
Think of the RAS as the bouncer at the club of your brain. Your brain is bombarded with millions of bits of data every second. If you noticed everything, you'd go insane. So the RAS filters it. It only lets in what you tell it is important.
Give me a real-life example.
Okay, have you ever decided to buy a specific car, say a white Tesla?
Sure.
And suddenly, what happens? You see white Teslas everywhere, on the highway, in the parking lot, on TV. Did the factory suddenly make more Teslas? No, your filter changed.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, apply that to money. When you operate in a scarcity loop, you are telling your RAS to look for threats. You play not to lose. You see a course on advanced data analytics for $100.
And the scarcity brain says?
It screams, danger, I can't afford $100. That's grocery money. What if it's a scam? I'll lose that money forever. You get tunnel vision on the cost.
Right, so I save the $100. I feel safe.
You feel safe, but you stay stuck. Now, the abundance brain looks at the exact same course, but its filter is set to opportunity. It plays to win.
What is the internal monologue there?
It asks a different question. It asks, value is infinite. If I learn this skill, I can negotiate a $10,000 raise next month. Is $100 worth a shot at $10,000?
It sees the ROI.
Exactly. The scarcity brain saves $100 but costs you a fortune in lost opportunity. The abundance brain risks $100 to make a fortune. Scarcity shrinks your world. Abundance expands it.
Okay, I buy that. But Jackson, how do we actually switch? If I've been wired for scarcity my whole life, if I grew up watching my parents count pennies, how do I just flip that switch?
You have to hack the system. I use a technique from Ken Honda. He's known as the Zen millionaire in Japan. It's called the arigato technique.
Arigato? Like, thank you?
Yes, it sounds too simple to work, but try it. It disrupts the pain of paying. Think about when you pay rent or a big credit card bill. What happens to your stomach?
It clenches. I hesitate to click submit. I feel like I'm losing something.
Right. That is a cortisol spike. Your body thinks you are bleeding. You need to interrupt that signal. So, the next time money leaves your hands, buying groceries, paying the electric bill, mentally say arigato, thank you for the food, thank you for the lights.
You thank the money for leaving?
You thank the money for the value it brought into your life. You shift the focus from the loss of cash to the gain of life. And when money comes in, a paycheck, a client payment, even finding $1 on the street, say arigato, thank you for the trust.
It reframes the whole relationship. It goes from a transaction of loss to a transaction of value.
Bingo. And here's why this matters practically, Maya. A stressed brain makes terrible financial decisions. A relaxed brain makes smart ones. Once you calm down the amygdala, you can finally focus on the only math equation that actually matters for your freedom.
Okay, bring us back to the math. What is the equation?
It is the holy grail of FIRE. Financial independence, retire early. Income minus spending equals the gap.
That looks deceptively simple.
It is deceptively simple, but it's brutally hard to execute. The gap is the only raw material for freedom. It doesn't matter if you make $1 million. If you spend $1 million, your gap is zero, and you are a slave to your job. Now, to widen that gap, you only have 3 levers.
Just 3? Ugh.
Just 3.
and most people pull the wrong one. Lever 1 is investment returns. This is trying to beat the stock market, picking the next Nvidia, buying crypto.
That's what everyone talks about at parties.
And that's a trap. It's high risk. Unless you're Warren Buffett, leave this lever alone. Just buy the index. Lever 2 is spending less. This is the skip the latte crowd.
The frugality lever.
It's helpful, but it's limited. There's a floor. You cannot cut your spending to zero. You have to eat. You have to live. You can only squeeze this lemon so hard before life becomes miserable.
So what's left?
Lever 3, earning more. This is the infinite lever, Maya. There is a floor on how much you can cut, but there is no ceiling on how much you can earn.
The infinite lever. I like the sound of that.
That is where you should spend 80% of your energy. Stop clipping coupons to save 50 cents. That's scarcity work. Start learning AI. Start a side business. Start consulting to get a $50,000 raise. That's abundance work.
Okay, that puts it in perspective. But does it really add up? If we find that gap, even a small one, does it actually change our lives?
Let me give you the magic number. If you can find a gap of just $500 a month, that's one Uber driving shift on Saturdays or one freelance article, and you invest it in a boring index fund at 8% return.
What does it turn into?
Over 20 years, that $500 a month becomes nearly $300,000. That's FU money.
I love that term.
It's the most important term in finance. That's the money that lets you quit a toxic job without having another one lined up. It's the money that lets you walk away from a bad relationship. It's the money that buys you your dignity. And it all starts with believing that the gap is possible.
Okay, Jackson, my brain is officially buzzing. But before we let you go, I want to switch gears. We asked our listeners to send in their real, raw 3 a.m. struggles. No sugarcoating, no PR-friendly answers.
I love the real stuff. Let's do it.
Okay, I have 10 questions here. Let's call this rapid-fire real talk. I'll give you the struggle, you give me the fix. Ready?
Born ready. Hit me.
Question 1. The late starter. Sarah in Chicago writes, I just turned 45, I went through a nasty divorce, and I have 0 retirement savings. I feel paralyzed by regret. Is it too late for me?
Sarah, first, breathe. Forgiveness is a financial strategy. Regret is expensive. It costs you the emotional energy you need for building. The answer is no, it is not too late. But the math has changed. You can't rely purely on time anymore, so you need to lean heavily on the focus variable. You need to aggressively increase your income and aim to save 30% to 50% of it, not 10%. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Start digging.
Question 2. The high earner, poor saver. Mark from Austin writes, I make $160,000 a year, which I know is a lot, but between the car payments, the kids' private school, and the mortgage, we are living paycheck to paycheck. I feel like a fraud.
You aren't a fraud, Mark. You are a victim of lifestyle creep. You are rich, high income, but you aren't wealthy, no assets. You are running on a treadmill that is set too fast. You need an audit. Print out their last 3 bank statements. Highlight every single expense. You will find $2,000 a month leaking on things you don't actually care about. You need to cut the fat to feed the muscle. Investments. Stop trying to look rich and start getting free.
Question 3. The debt shame. This one is heavy. Jessica writes, I have $22,000 in credit card debt from my 20s. I haven't told my fiancé because I'm terrified he'll leave me. How do I fix this?
Jessica, listen to me. Shame grows in the dark. You have to tell him tonight. Financial infidelity, keeping secrets, destroys trust faster than the debt itself. Sit him down, show him the numbers, then use the avalanche method. Attack the card with the highest interest rate first. Once you have a plan, the shame evaporates. You solve this with math, not guilt. If he loves you, he'll grab a shovel and help you dig out.
Question 4, the partner conflict. Mike in London asks, I'm a saver, my wife is a spender. Every time I bring up a budget, she shuts down and says I'm controlling. How do we stop fighting?
Mike, you are trying to solve a feelings problem with a spreadsheet. Stop bringing the budget to date night. That's a mood killer. Instead, ask her, what is your dream life in 5 years? Once you agree on the vision, e.g. a beach house, the budget isn't you saying no to her spending, it's the beach house saying not yet. You need a shared North Star, so you're fighting for something, not against each other.
Question 5, the fear of investing. Priya asks, I have $50,000 in a savings account. I know I lose money to inflation, but the stock market feels like gambling. I'm terrified of a crash.
Priya, stock picking is gambling. Indexing is ownership. If you buy the S&P 500, you are buying a slice of the 500 biggest companies in America. You are betting that Apple, Google, and Amazon will continue to make money. History says that is a very safe bet over 10 years. Keeping it in cash is the only guaranteed way to lose value because inflation eats it alive. Cash is risky. Ownership is safety.
Question 6, the keeping up trap. David says, all my friends are buying big houses and having 50K weddings. I feel like I'm falling behind because I'm renting and driving a Honda.
David, repeat after me. Comparison is the thief of wealth. You are seeing they're rich, they're spending. You aren't seeing their balance sheet, their debt. I promise you, many of those people are drowning in payments and arguing about money every night. Stay on your path. In 10 years, when you have FU money and they have a mortgage they can't afford, you'll be the one winning. The Honda is a badge of honor.
Question 7, the guilt. This is relatable. Emily asks, I grew up poor. Now I have money, but I feel physically sick when I spend $6 on coffee. I hoard cash like a squirrel.
That is scarcity trauma. Emily, money is a tool, not a security blanket. You cannot shrink to greatness. You need to practice the money dial. Pick one thing you love, coffee perhaps, and force yourself to buy the best version of it. Say arigato when you pay. You have to retrain your brain that spending is safe. Be cheap on the things you hate so you can be lavish on the things you love.
Question 8, the sandwich generation. Carlos asks, I'm supporting 2 kids and now my aging parents need financial help. I'm squeezed from both sides. How do I build wealth when everyone needs my money?
Carlos, this is the hardest position to be in, but you must remember the airline rule. Put your own oxygen mask on first. If you bankrupt yourself helping them, you will all drown. You need to set clear, hard boundaries on what you can give without raiding your own retirement. It feels selfish, but it's actually responsible. You cannot be the bank for everyone if the bank is empty.
Question 9, the entrepreneurial itch. Alex writes, I hate my corporate job. I want to start a business, but I have a mortgage. Should I take the leap?
Don't leap. Build a bridge. Do not quit your job until your side business replaces 50% of your salary. Use your 9-to-5 to fund your 5-to-9. The focus variable works best when you're not desperate for rent money. Stress kills creativity. Be a hybrid entrepreneur for a year. It's safer and it's smarter.
Question 10, the why. Last one, Jackson, and it's a big one. Sam asks, what is the point of saving 30% of my income for a future I might not live to see? I could die tomorrow. YOLO.
That's the YOLO argument. Sam, you could die tomorrow, but statistically, you're going to live to 85. And let me tell you, being 85 and broke is a tragedy. But more importantly, wealth isn't just about being an old man on a golf course. Wealth buys you autonomy today. It buys you the ability to say no to a toxic boss at age 30. It buys you the ability to take a year off to travel at age 40. It buys you peace. You aren't saving for the end of your life. You are saving for the ownership of your life.
Ownership of your life. That right there is the whole ball game, isn't it? We spend so much time trying to look successful that we forget to actually be free. Jackson, this wasn't just an interview. This was a masterclass.
It was my absolute pleasure. The world needs more owners, Maya.
Before we release everyone back into the wild, I want to cement this. If our listeners are driving to work right now or at the gym and they only remember 5 things to start building their empire today, give us the Wealth Builders Manifesto.
All right, here are the 5 laws. Burn these into your brain.
Let's go.
Law number 1, the audit. Stop guessing. Track every single penny for 30 days. You cannot fix what you do not face. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. Law number 2, respect the gap. The distance between your income and your spending is your oxygen. If that gap is 0, you're suffocating. Widen it relentlessly. Law number 3, the infinite lever. Stop shrinking. You cannot save your way to greatness by skipping coffee. Focus 80% of your energy on earning more. Learn skills, buy businesses, create value. There is no ceiling on your potential. Law number 4, the money date. Kill the shame with pizza and wine. Sit down once a month. Make it romantic. Make it routine. Turn the lights on in the haunted house, and the ghosts will disappear. And law number 5, the arigato shift. Stop playing not to lose. Start playing to win. When you pay a bill, say thank you. When you get paid, say thank you. A grateful mind builds wealth. A fearful mind destroys it.
Incredible. Listeners, look at me or listen to me. Do not let this be just another podcast episode you consumed and forgot. Do not let this inspiration evaporate by lunchtime.
Action is the only thing that counts.
Exactly. If this conversation sparked a fire in you, if you are ready to stop acting rich and start building wealth, then pause right now. Hit that subscribe button, share this link with the one person you want to grow old and wealthy with. Let's build a community of leaders who are playing the long game. Let's stop surviving and finally start thriving.
Arigato.
Arigato, everyone. Go build your empire.